I'm sure all of you watching have a couple of demons from the past. Things you don't really want to remember ever happened, but most people just learn from their mistakes and move on. But not me. I'm going to deal with my problems the American way. With the guns. So, starting off our quest to find a gun that can kill the past, we need to choose from 4 different characters. We have the convict, who starts with a revolver, a sawed-off shotgun, a Molotov and the enraging photo, which gives you double damage for a short time after getting hit and also reloads your guns. The hunter, who has a rusty sidearm, a crossbow and a dog. The marine, who starts with the marine sidearm, a supply drop and a piece of armor. And lastly, the pilot. Who starts with a rubbish pistol, but has a lockpick and can carry 2 active items instead of the usual 1. I personally like the hunter the most. Her pistol crossbow combo can deal with most enemies quite quickly, so we are going to go into the gungeon with her. The controls inside the gungeon are pretty simple. Move with WASD, look and shoot with the mouse, and by pressing the right mouse button you will perform a dodge roll. A somewhat goofy looking maneuver, but one of the most essential moves in the game, because dodge rolling allows you to, well, dodge pretty much anything thrown at you for a small period of time. If you want to come anywhere in this game, you're going to need to master the art of dodge rolling. So, as we enter the first room, we come face to face with our first enemy. Sentient bullets with guns. Wait, are their bullets alive as well? Do they fire themselves every time they shoot? I'm probably looking too deep into this. I mean, it is the gungeon after all, a place where everything is guns. So, after walking shooting bullets, what kind of enemy could it possibly have? If you said guns, then you're absolutely wrong. It's books, of course. Floating, shooting books. Obviously. After walking and killing some more, we found our first item. And I should mention right now that the weapon switching mechanic is a bit strange if you're not used to it. You don't switch weapons with the number keys. No, you hold control to bring up all your guns in your inventory and select the 2 you want to quick switch between. Those are the ones with the little white star, or maybe it's a house? Once those are selected, tapping control will then switch between these 2 weapons. For someone like me who is used to switching weapons with Q, this just didn't make any sense. And since Q is the button to fire off a blank, I have wasted so many blanks before I finally got the hang of this. Speaking of blanks, they are the second most important thing to learn to use. Using a blank will remove all bullets from a room and prevent the enemy from shooting anything for a short period of time. They can be extremely useful against bosses and they are refilled every floor, so don't worry about using them. After some more walking around, I found a shop. There's a shop located on every floor, and items he sells are random each time. In my case, he didn't really sell anything of interest, so I kept on going. The boss room is indicated with this strange looking door, and once inside, plays a small cutscene of who you're going to be fighting against. These cutscenes are fun the first few times, but they quickly lose their charm and I tend to skip them completely. Even though every chamber has several bosses you can potentially fight against, you can pretty quickly learn their pattern and they won't be much of a problem anymore. Except for this guy. Person. I swear I can never do this boss fight perfectly. He just seems to shoot in my general direction without any pattern. And I always have the worst luck of spawning in the rooms with almost no cover. But once defeated, they will all drop you a weapon. And depending on if you got hit during the fight, you will also get a master bound, which adds 1 full heart to your health bar and is overall a great item to have. So on to the next chamber where we do pretty much the same thing. You still walk around, kill random enemies, buy or find items, fight one of several possible bosses, and continue doing the same thing until the last boss. Which, as of writing this script, I haven't beaten yet. But even though you're doing the same thing, the random elements keep it from being boring. Every run you do is different. One run you could have all rocket launchers and strong weapons, and the next run you get a banana. Now I do have to admit that the boss fights do get kind of repetitive. Once you've fought them a couple of times, you've seen everything that they have to offer. The later bosses don't have this problem as much because they are complete bullshit. They really went overboard with the bullet hell aspect here. I'm not going to spoil them for you in this video, but trust me, they are a pain. But overall, even with its flaws, Enter the Gungeon is still a very fun game. The difficulty will make sure you are going to waste a lot of hours trying to finish this game. So if you like roguelikes and or bullet hells, I say check this one out. It's on Steam and PS4 for only 15 bucks. I say definitely give it a try. Hey, thanks for watching this video I made. I hope you enjoyed it. It was my first time making anything with a script, so I hope it all makes sense and it isn't incoherent. I'm also not very used to reading from a script right now. I'm just going off memory, just rambling on. So I kind of want to, want to say thanks. And if you have some tips or you want to just leave a comment, go ahead and do that. Or don't. I don't know.